What's going on, you guys? This is TechHD and this is the Netgear Nighthawk XR300 gaming router. So the XR300 is Netgear's lower tier router for gamers, but that doesn't mean that it's not good. Taking a look at what it comes with, you see that it comes with the XR300, the quick start guide, a Cat5e Ethernet cable, and a power cable. Taking a look at the router, there is a USB 3.0 port on the front for storage. On the back there's 4 gigabit LAN ports and 1 gigabit WAN port, the power on and off button, and the power port. The 3 antennas come pre-installed and cannot be removed, and on the bottom you can see that the router can be mountable. On the top you see the indicator lights that shows the power, internet connection, 2.4 and 5 GHz band, the guest Wi-Fi, the USB 3.0, the 4 Ethernet connections, and the Wi-Fi on and off button, and the WPS button. Talking about the specs, this router has a dual-core 1 GHz processor. It offers 400 megabits per second on the 2.4 GHz band and 1.3 gigabit on the 5 GHz band. Okay, you guys, so pretty much I'm going to be showing you guys how I have the DumaOS dashboard set up for my personal use. So you can organize it however way you want, but this is how I personally have it for whenever I was using the XR500, the XR700, and now the XR300. So this is my personal use. You can organize it however you want, and I'm not going to go so much in depth with this because I made a video already over a year ago and there's just so much to cover with that. So I'll have a link down in the description below to that video, but pretty much in the home tab I have the geo filter map on the top left, and I have it set to 500 miles, so that covers the entire radius of Texas and a couple other states. So I do live in Texas, so it makes it a lot easier for me whenever I'm playing Call of Duty, Fortnite, Apex, stuff like that. And you could like bring it up and down however way you want. You could really downsize it, like if you want it to be very specific or stuff like that, but there is some like stuff that they recommend it to be like about 300 miles or so, but I'm gonna set it to 500. I'm gonna go back to 500, and then pretty much on the top right I have my devices that are connected, like my PS4 Pro, my Xbox One X, my Xbox One, and my PS4. So these two, the standard consoles, are in my studio, whereas these other two, the X and the Pro, are in my living room connected to my TV. And you could connect a maximum of 4 devices. If I had the option to connect 5 devices, then it would be my Nintendo Switch, but I don't even play online gaming with that console at all, so that's not a problem at all. And then below that I have anti-buffer bloat, so this is pretty much for your QoS. So whenever a game is detected or a console is detected, it automatically brings the download and upload to 70% for me. And so I have it to when high priority traffic is detected, bring it down to 70%. And just to let you guys know, if you guys don't know specifically what this all is, if you click on the question mark, it'll tell you specifically what it all is and what it recommends the settings to be for you. So pretty much for this one, the anti-buffer bloat, it's going to be 70%. So that's what I keep it as. And then the QoS system, I have it set to, I have so many devices, so pretty much I organize it however I want, so whenever I'm playing. So I have the PS4 Pro usually like at 10. I have a majority of these devices set to 10 or so like that, but you can see that the higher I go, the less these other devices get, so I could really prioritize it. So let's say, for example, my girlfriend is watching Netflix in the living room, and I'm playing a video game, I could bring this up a little bit more, and then I could bring up the TV or something, like let's say for this, so that all the other devices are not getting so much prioritization, whereas the 2 main ones that we're using right now will get more prioritization. So this is not the normal, like how the average person has their home set up. I have like around almost 40 devices, if not I have more than 40 devices. So if you were to have this, then yours will be a lot more organized. But for me, I have too many devices, and they're all smart devices. So I have plugs, lights, you know, air purifier, mosquito killer, everything. They're all connected to my Wi-Fi. Don't ask me how I got that many devices. To be honest, I have no idea. But anyway, so that is pretty much how I have the home setup organized for myself. And just to cover a couple other major things that I find very important with the software that the DumaOS provides, you have an automatic ping in the geo filter tab. On the bottom right, you have the automatic ping, and this pretty much enables when you are connecting to a host or a server. So then you'll start to see your ping and it'll start to fluctuate, and that is really cool. So right now I'm not playing a game, but if I were, you'll start to see my ping. It'll be like about 10 milliseconds, it'll go back to up to 20, and it'll fluctuate. And you could honestly, you could pin it to your home, but I've had issues with that where it doesn't give me an exact, like an accurate ping, so I just keep it as is. So whenever I'm playing, I will just go into the geo filter tab and then go to automatic ping, and it'll show me who am I connected to, how far away they are, and so on and so on, and then my ping and how much it's fluctuating, pretty much. And lastly, what I wanted to show you guys is the beamforming and airtime fairness being enabled if you go to the advanced wireless tab. If you go to advanced settings and you go to advanced wireless, I have the beamforming and airtime fairness enabled. So beamforming is pretty much boosting your Wi-Fi speed by increasing the range technically. So in normal routers do a radius effect, whereas beamforming is going directly to the device, which is increasing range and speed and reliability, you know, and coverage, you know, stuff like that. And airtime fairness prevents network lag when slower devices are connected. So let's say, for example, I have an old 802.11g phone connected to my internet, and where all my other devices are AC or N. Pretty much that phone will not slow down any of my other current devices, which I think is very helpful. So if I have any guests or anything like that and they have old devices, old laptops or a tablet or a phone, they're not going to slow any of my other devices down, which I think is very helpful. But yeah guys, this is pretty much how I have the DumaOS dashboard set up. This is my own personal preference. Like I said, you can organize it however you want, but these are the majority of the tabs that I personally use on a regular basis. But if you guys do have any questions, like I said, I'll leave a link down in the description below so that you guys could go check out the in-depth video of the DumaOS dashboard. Okay you guys, so now what I want to show you is an example of me playing a video game. So like for example Black Ops 4, I am also screen capturing my laptop and it has the DumaOS software and it is showing the ping right now. And I am fluctuating at like around 30 milliseconds because I am also in the living room. I am playing a 4K video. I'm playing Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and in 4K. So that is most likely what's taking up majority of that bandwidth. But hopefully that does not affect my gaming, which it doesn't seem like it is right now. I'm not getting any type of lag. And so far, oh my god, I was about to run away. Wait it out, wait it out, wait it out. Got him, got him. There's somebody else around me. Oh, I almost missed that one. But he's dead. I'm gonna be wrapping around again. I hope that they don't see me. I'm literally just going around them. Oh, he saw me. Oh, so close. That guy had extra health. So it seems like it's still fluctuating at like around 33, 34 milliseconds. You can also see on the screen capture that I am using the geo filter. I have all the settings that I talked about before, the same 500 miles in the radius of Texas. And oh, boy, get off me. Boy, get off me. I still got enemies around me. Boy, get off me. Let's go. I ain't having this. Anybody that could be watching a movie on Netflix could easily be watching it, and I would have still no problems when it comes to playing a video game, especially fully online. Boy, get off me. I heard him. Did an entire squad leave or something? Let's go, baby. Going 35 and 12. Okay, so it seems like we were going 30, 35 milliseconds, you know, but I did not see any type of effect to my gameplay, especially playing Netflix, a 4K Netflix content in the living room on a big TV, you know. 30 milliseconds, 35 milliseconds, it was doable. It did not affect my gameplay at all. And even if I wasn't playing Netflix, it would be in the 15 milliseconds, 10 milliseconds most likely. So that is really crazy. Okay, you guys, so now what we're going to be testing out is pretty much the range and the speed test of the XR300. One of the things that you guys have been constantly asking about when it came to the review of the XR500 and the XR700 is how is the speed and the range when it comes to getting farther away from the router. So we're going to be testing that out with the XR300, just to let you guys know that my apartment is a 750 square foot place, and we're going to be testing it on one end of the apartment, and then we're going to be testing on the other side of it where there's a lot more walls and appliances and other stuff like that. So that one we should be seeing a decrease in the range and the speed. So right now we're going to be doing one of the tests. The router is literally 10 feet away from me. I can easily see it, and there's no devices or anything that's blocking anything. There's no wall or anything like that. So now pretty much what I have pulled up is the Nighthawk app, and if you guys are not familiar with that, it's pretty much the app that provides you with a lot of the stuff that you could change the SSID, the password, you could reboot the router, you could check how many devices you have connected, and you could do a speed test in the app. The only thing that you can't do is the NetDuma stuff, so like the geo filter, the QoS, the device manager, like their integrated stuff into it, but they will be coming out with an application for that for phone and tablets, so that is going to be really cool. But pretty much you can see that I have around 35 devices currently connected to my router, and then we're going to be doing a speed test. So right now I'm doing a 5 GHz band, and if we go to my history, we have the second piece showing you that the speed is around 238.57 megabits per second on the download speed and 23.41 megabits per second on the upload speed. So these speeds were directly right next to the XR300, so these are the speeds that I should be expecting, if not just a little bit less when it comes to range and stuff like that. So the second one is the 5 GHz band, and the top one is the 2.4. So the 2.4 was 2 megabits higher on the download speed and the same megabits on the upload speed. So I'm expecting around 235 and above that. So we're going to be testing out the 5 GHz speed, and this one's powered by speed test. It's using the Ookla software and all stuff like that. So we're getting around 23 megabits, and yep, so I'm getting around the same megabits as if I was right next to the router on the upload speed, and should be doing one more. There we go. So now we're testing out the download speed, so I'm getting 23.53 megabits on the upload, and then 225, 227. Okay, so I got 221.37 megabits per second on the download speed and 23.54 megabits per second on the upload speed. So now if we switch over to the 2.4 gigahertz band, there we go. And if we were to do the same test again, let's see how that's going to be. And then you can see that on the top right, I got full bars, so I'm easily connected. There's no range issues. So I'm still at 23 megabits on the upload. And then we're going to be testing out the download speed. That one is where it really counts. So I'm getting like around 215. Okay, so 215 megabits per second on the download speed and still 23 on the upload speed. So if we go back to the history, you see that I got 238 and 240 on the download speed when I was right next to the router. And then I went down a little bit to 221 and 215 on the 5 gigahertz and 2.4. So not so much of a drastic, except the 2.4. So the 2.4, I went from 240 to 215. So that one's more drastic, but the 5 gigahertz band is not so bad. But that's pretty much 10 feet away with no devices or anything blocking it, and I'm against one end of the wall. So now what we're going to be testing out is at the other end, close to the doorway when I'm just coming into my apartment. Alright you guys, so pretty much we are at the other end of my apartment. Like I said, 750 square foot. I'm near the door right here. I'm against the other wall, and I have a whole bunch of other furniture blocking the router. So it should be a little bit less speed and a little bit less range. But taking a look at range at 5 gigahertz band, I just want to make sure that I am connected to the 5 gigahertz band. Nope, I'm connected to the 2.4. Alright, so now if we are connected to the 5 gigahertz band, you can see that on the top right, it doesn't seem like it dropped anymore, and then we're going to continue on from here. So pretty much the history was at 221 and 23 on the download and upload. So now we got download, we got the upload at like around 23, so it's going to be the same thing, and like I said, I'm farther away from it. So 23 megabits per second. Okay, and then let's see the download. So we're at 180. Okay, we're at 234, 218. Okay, so we're back at 211, 218. 221. Okay, so we're at 225 megabits per second on the download and 23 megabits per second on the upload. So pretty much a little bit higher. Okay, so we got 4 megabits higher. That's very strange. So it's going to be fluctuating a lot. So that's very interesting. So you can see that from distance, when it comes to the speed, it is pretty much the same. So now we're testing out the 2.4, and we're going to be seeing if there's any differences in that, because we all know that the 2.4 is much slower than the 5 GHz band. But we can see that the upload is about the same, 23, and the download hopefully will be about the same, if not just a little bit lower, or hopefully higher if we're lucky. 215, okay. So we got 225, 237. All right, so we're at 221 and 23. So that is a little bit higher. That's so weird. That's so weird how it's literally the same speed as the 5 GHz band back in the other room. So that is actually pretty crazy how the speed actually went a little bit higher, just getting a little bit farther away from the router. So it is gonna fluctuate, and same thing, I have 35 devices still connected to the router, so there's no difference right there. So that is pretty crazy. So pretty much with my experience, I am not getting any drop in speed when it comes to getting farther away from the router. So you guys saw on the other side and this side that it is roughly about the same. It's a little bit higher on the other end, which is pretty interesting if you ask me, but this is just at least on the phone. So pretty much with the internet provider that I'm paying for, I'm using Spectrum, and I'm paying for 400 megabits per second on the download speed and about 35 megabits per second on the upload speed. So you can see that I'm not getting that on the phone, but that's on the phone. If I'm hardwired to it, I am getting that speed. So yes, I am actually getting those speeds, but of course on the phone, I'm not going to be getting nowhere near those speeds. Hopefully one day that we will though. So my overall experience with the XR300 has been honestly great, and going from the XR700 to the XR300, there wasn't really that much of a difference when it came to the software with DumaOS. So I still had the geo filter, I still had the automatic ping functionality, I still had QoS, the device manager, I still had many of the other features that I did on the XR700. So that's something that's really good to know about, going from a device, like literally a router that's going from $199 to a router that's going for like $499. So really, it really depends on the person on why you would be going for the XR700 instead of the XR300 or the XR500. For me personally, I would go with the XR700 mainly because I have a whole bunch of other devices, and so with that extra speed, it makes it a lot more easier for wireless coverage, reliability, you know, speed and all of that. Not only that, but I actually do have a 10 gigabit port that I showed you guys on the XR700 video. And now I have a 10 gigabit port on my PC, so I'm able to get those speeds and use that SPF port and really benefit from that. And not only that, but I do have the SX10 switch, and those two ports have link aggregation, and so does the XR700. So since I have two devices that do link aggregation, it doubles the bandwidth, and I'm able to get so much more speed into that and use my switch a lot more and benefit from that a lot more. So that's something that I personally would use, go over the XR700 instead of the XR300. But then again, like I said, you need to have a switch, you need to have port network adapter to support that 10 gigabit speed. So I was already ahead of the game and already had the devices that would support and benefit the router more. But honestly, for the regular consumers, for those of you guys that live in an apartment that don't have that many devices, like about 10 devices or so, like you have a phone, you have a laptop, you have a gaming console or two, this will benefit you a lot more. Like, you don't need the XR700, you don't need the XR500. I think the XR300 will be perfect for those of you guys that are just playing on your PlayStation, your Xbox, you know, some PC gaming, you know, stuff like that. I think that this router will be so much better for you guys, mainly because you guys don't need that speed, but you guys will still get a whole bunch of the other features that the other routers have, like geo filtering. So you get geo filter, you have QoS, you have the device manager, you could prioritize and organize it however way you want. So that's why I think the XR300 will be more beneficial for you guys that are just a regular consumers, like apartments, maybe a small little house, but really just apartments. I think this is more recommended for. So for me, for example, 750 square foot, this router was perfect for that. You know, I have my TV all the way at the other end, I have a whole bunch of other smart devices and all, and I am testing the limits. Like, I have 35 to 40 devices, and it's still going strong. Like, I could still play video games and still stream and not really lag, which I really like. But there you guys have it. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Like I said, this router is going for $199. You could check it out on Walmart, and you could go to Walmart stores and they have that router as well. So like I said, I'll have links in the description below. If you guys have any questions, just let me know down in the comments below. Anything specific with the DumaOS software or anything specific with the router. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so that you guys can be notified whenever I upload a new video. Follow me on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitch. As always, it's TechHD. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace!